Yo, what's up, Marvel fans? It's your boy Armand here for E equals MCU, and let's get into this episode 3 review of Moon Knight. Man, this was probably the most suspenseful or action-packed episode to date. With the other two that they've had, I want to get into a couple of things that I really liked about it, and then kind of just go over some things that I noticed. And just to start with the last video I made in regards to there being a third personality, it's becoming more apparent in this episode, because we get to view things from Mark Spector's point of view, and it seems like whenever he loses control, like the dynamic between him and Steven is they can take over each other when they're awake, but when they're hitting unconscious or sleep, it seems like that's when this third personality seems to be able to come out. So that's one thing that I noticed in this. Now, the episode starts where the last episode left off. They're in Egypt. Harold has the device, and they're in the desert, and they're looking for Amit's tomb. Now, Mark Spector is trying to find someone to get the information, and he runs into these three guys on the roof, which I thought was hilarious because, you know, these guys have their knives, and they're just very animated, they're almost akin to the guys in the Book of Boba Fett series that were very kind of Disney-fied, and a lot of people had a problem with it. I kind of look at these guys in the same way, like with the knives, they're like running around, and Mark Spector's like, are we dancing or are we fighting? So that was, to me, that was the line of the show so far. Now, one thing that I noticed when he was fighting these three guys is one of them is a kid, and Mark Spector would not hit the kid. He wouldn't punch the kid. He didn't really want to hurt the kid. I think that goes to show and to more proof as to what I was saying before about when they first got to Egypt and why I thought that was the third personality. The third personality seems to be even more ruthless than Mark Spector. So that's part of it. Now, we did learn that Mark and Layla's relationship in the beginning, her saying that they were going back home. So it's apparent that her and Mark met in Egypt, and they're both some sort of secret agents, as you can see with Layla. I don't know if that was her mother or a family member or something, but they all seem to know Mark. They knew each other, and she was doing the pictures to get the fake IDs and everything. So it's like they're not new to this. I'm kind of wondering if the MI6 part of that's going to play into it, and is she a secret agent for MI6? Because they got to bring them into the fold somehow. And as I've stated before, it seems like a lot of these newer properties are more connected to each other, and I gotta have some sort of through line, and that might be it. Shang-Chi has connections in the comics to MI6. It looks like, Moon Knight could. You have Blade and everything, and all of this stuff taking place in London, as I've stated before, so that's why I think they're connected. I like in this episode how they tell the Mark's perspective, and it's different than how it is with Steven. I like how they changed it up on this one, but I still like how they're telling that story. So the three guys he's fighting on the roof, and then he blanks out and he's in a cab, and then he sees them coming out of the police station or something. I don't know. So he's chasing them through the streets, and he catches one, and Steven makes him stop, but then he blanks out again, like he gets hit in the head, and that's when he's unconscious. So when he wakes up, he had stabbed and killed the two guys, or one of the guys, and then Steven's saying, it's not me, it wasn't me, I didn't do this. So I think that is kind of telling to what's going on, or how this third personality works. And so then we get the very interesting scene where Khonshu summons the gods, and the gods come and they meet in the Pyramid of Giza. That's where this supposedly takes place. I thought that this scene was brilliant. the way Khonshu was speaking through Mark Spector, and then how the gods, what they were talking about in retrospect, as far as Arthur summoning Amit and them not believing him. I thought it was an interesting choice of who the gods chose to be their avatars. Now, the gods are not listed. I looked this up. They were not listed, but one of them was Horus, and I think that was the main one with the suit, which I found to be funny, that Horus would be the one with the suit. And I don't know if the other one was supposed to be Amun-Ra, which would be the sun god, the Khonshu being the moon god, which those are said in ancient, supposed to be the eyes of Horus, whatever. But I think the guy's name in the suit was Osiris. Now, the one question I do have is, there was a god who had possessed the body of a young lady who I believe to be Wakandan, because when she spoke, it sounded like she had the Wakandan accent. So that, and I'm just purely speculating here, but I think that might be the Black Panther goddess of Bas. I think they call her Bas, who's supposed to show up in Thor: Love and Thunder. The actress that's playing that role did not have anything listed as far as with any other Marvel projects. She was just in this one, but that could be her. And as we can see with Khonshu, they do change avatars, so I'm wondering if that's who that was. Just a side note. So next then we get the awesome fight scene when they go meet the character. This is like at a ranch or something. I think I missed what they said it was, but they go there in search of information. Guy comes out in his robe. R.I.P. to that actor. I believe that is the actor that passed away after the filming of this. Just weird things going on there, but he has the tomb or whatnot, and they need to unlock it. I thought it's kind of hilarious that Mark didn't want to let Steven do it, and then they show him he's in there arguing with the self. That was a good play. Overall, I think this whole thing was really well shot. The scene, he comes out in the suit, and to me, the suit is very well done. It adapts to live action. So when he jumps, you can tell it's CGI, but when he jumps off, and it creates like the moon crescent with the cape. I thought it was a really good look visually, and they've had a couple of those that they've been using with the moon and his powers with the boomerang things off his chest that he's throwing. Scene was pretty awesome. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it a couple times here, just to catch a bunch of the things that I missed. But as he switches from Moon Knight, and then we get Mr. Knight. The play on those and how they're doing that is hilarious, because Mr. Knight is like totally different. Now, I do also wonder if his suit, because it's magical as well, does it have the same powers? Like, as you were able to see, Moon Knight in his suit was able to catch those bullets in his cape and then throw them back at the bad guys or whatnot. So I do wonder how far that goes, but I think that's hilarious. And then the other question I have is, if there is a third personality at work here, is he operating out of the same suits? Does he have a different suit? What's going on there? So now the other thing that I did notice too in going through all of this is that Layla, I think, and when Arthur shows up, he points it out, something about her father. There's a dynamic going on here. I'm not quite sure how they're playing it, but it seems like she's starting to like Steven more than her own husband. But that's because she doesn't understand that Mark's trying to protect her from being an avatar. That's a part of it that he's hiding as to what, why he can't say what's going on. But that is a very interesting dynamic. I believe it was Grace Randolph had a problem with that when she first did her reviews, because she got to see the first 4 episodes, in which also based on what she said in her opening review of these, I don't know what she was thinking. To me, this is so far probably the best Marvel Studios series that they have done. I think it is because it is a new character. Last year, we got all of the B-list Avenger shows, basically. so there wasn't a lot of new character introduction as far as main characters. And this year, it seems like we're getting all new characters, so that might have something to do with it. But to me, right now, where this is going, this has potential to be the best. So then we get the end scene here, and where they're trying to find the coordinates, and Khonshu conjures up some magic to basically rewind, not necessarily time, but he was rewinding the universe to show the stars where they were aligned at the time, so that they could get what they needed. So basically, Khonshu knew what was going to happen. He sacrificed himself to have this happen, because the gods did warn him that they were going to stone him, and that's exactly what they did. But episode 4 is going to be interesting, and I know it's going to leave on a cliffhanger, because if everybody's seen it already, pretty much have said so. So just where this is going, where it's setting up, next episode should be pretty interesting, and then the last 2 after that should be very interesting. And for one, I cannot wait to get all of this information. And then we got Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness right around the corner, so it's not going to stop. It's just going to keep coming. I'll probably have some videos on Doctor Strange, as some people are saying there are more surprises and cameos in this than there were in Infinity War, Endgame, and Spider-Man No Way Home all together. So that is interesting. But in regards to this Moon Knight episode 3, let me know how you guys feel about it in the comment section. If you liked it, if you enjoyed it, are you enjoying this series? Where do you rank it so far? Are you enjoying this more so than the previous series we got last year, or is this not your thing? As I've stated many times, for me, they're dealing with the ancient Egyptian gods, so there's a high interest. I have a high keen interest in what's going on, how they explain these gods, their powers, how they may tie in, like Thor: Love and Thunder dealing with power with gods, and Gore the God Butcher being a part of that. So I really like how they are, like, to me, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is kind of being put into categories now, because it's getting so big. And we have the street level heroes, of course, but now we have this mystic side, these mystic heroes, which I would count the gods and stuff like that, a lot of the magic. So you're getting Doctor Strange, Moon Knight, I think Blade and Eternals fall into that. I think that this will pave the way for Ghost Rider and things of that nature. And then you have the cosmic side with Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor, Captain Marvel. You'll have Nova pretty soon in that. I'm sure we'll get Silver Surfer. I think the only question I have is, how will Fantastic Four and X-Men play into all of this in the bigger picture? Like, what category, where will they fall? Or are they going to kind of go all across all 3? Because that's the two big IPs they have coming up. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how they plan on dealing with that. But anyways, I'm rambling now. Just let me know in the comment section how you guys feel about it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And until next week, let us get us.